What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. Welcome to the channel. And today we are going to be doing a long-term review or update on Milwaukee's Gen 3 hammer drill. We're going to give you the nitty-gritty and the down and dirty of this. When these hammer drills were first released, there was talk all over the interwebs about their overheating issues, running too hot, self-destruction. We're going to let you know how it's fared for us over the course of the last 2 years, and can we even recommend this thing anymore? Would it be worth it for you to buy? Would I spend my hard-earned money on this now that I know what I know about it? You're going to find all that out right after this message from our sponsor, VCG Construction. Here's the deal. Before we move on to our long-term review of Milwaukee's Gen 3 hammer drill, we have Generation 2 here. Why is it here? Because we want to show you the differences between the two hammer drills. I got to tell you, daily, monthly, weekly, yearly, is that even in that right order? Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. We get requests in the comment section, in our comment section, of how do you tell these two hammer drills apart? How do I know I'm buying secondhand? How do I know if I'm getting Gen 2 or Gen 3? Here's the deal. I need the help from the very cool gang. I want you to watch closely. Make sure I don't miss any of the telltale signs. If I miss something, please help out the very cool gang community by adding it to the comment section below. Easiest way to tell the difference between Generation 3 from Generation 2. You're going to see there is a red line on the chuck. We're missing the red line on the chuck on Gen 2. You'll also, let's just say, for some crazy reason, your red line wore off, okay, or you wanted another way to tell the difference between Gen 3 and Gen 2. On the chuck, we have a crosshatch knurling on the chuck. It's much finer than the crosshatch pattern on the Gen 2. Also, there is lines in between. Moving up the hammer drills, you will notice on Gen 3, we have a selector switch. This selector switch includes the hammer drill function, the drill function, and then the driver clutch settings. All of those settings are included on this one selector switch. On the Gen 2 hammer drill, we have our clutch settings up front here. Upward from this dial is another selector ring that allows you to select hammer drill, driver, drill. This is a one-key unit, so there is a one-key selection. To use this selector ring in the driver mode, you would have to first select the driver indicator. Then your clutch becomes active. Then you would use your second selector ring. So, big difference is 2 selector rings means you've got Generation 2. 2 selector rings means 2. Okay? 1 selector ring means 3. Those are probably some of the easiest telltales. But you'll see on Generation 2, our LED is nice and bright, but it comes from underneath the chuck here, above our switch. On Generation 3, you'll see that our light shoots up from the foot or the base of the tool up to our work area. Usually, the bigger the better, right? The bigger the tool, the more powerful. That's not true with Milwaukee. They've made a more compact hammer drill that is more powerful. Now, because of that compactness, people noted it ran hot. It ran hot. Oh, it runs hot. Compared to what? Running hot would be a relative statement. It would run hotter than Generation 2. I mean, maybe. This is the thing. We're going to move on to our next way to tell Generation 2 from Generation 3. You'll see this is the handle for Generation 2. Generation 2 has 2 points of contact, and they engage at the top of the drill driver. Generation 3 has a wraparound style handle. So it engages a minimum, I mean, even maybe more. There looks to be what's 4 points of contact on here. So it's more complete in the way that it wraps the tool. Now, here's the deal with that. We did notice that Generation 3 ran warm. When we were using this tool to the extreme, drilling massive holes, repetition over and over, using large spattle bits and hole saws, deep auger bits, we attached our handle. And the reality was, this extra metal acted as a heat sink, kept the tool cooler under heavy use. Here's the beautifulness part of that. Under low load, we could take our handle off, and we're not carrying around the extra heft of the heat sink when we don't need it. Does it really run hotter? It never ran hotter to the point where the tool failed. It never ran hot to where the tool smoked. So if we don't have failure, no, it doesn't run too hot, in my opinion. So this is another way to tell a difference, and I will tell you that this was a huge upgrade when it comes to the handles and the way that they operate. Now, as far as the long-term goes with this tool, the batteries that came with it still take a charge. They've been through tons and tons. I mean, I would have lost track of the cycles. The tool itself, I've never had an issue of failure. Here and there, I might have had an issue with the switch, where I pulled the switch and the tool didn't operate initially. I don't know if it was a glitch or the way that the battery was inserted at the time. In preparation for giving you this long-term update on the Milwaukee Gen 3 hammer drill, I've tried to replicate it. I felt like it was a certain way. I was pulling on that trigger. There it is. You see my finger? I literally spent I don't know how long trying to duplicate that, and I couldn't do it. I want you to see, it's fully depressed. There's no trickery here. I can't believe it. So that's what makes it a glitch. That's what makes it so troubling. You never know when it's going to happen on you. Now, we can move the battery around. It's not coming to life. I bet you I'll let off this trigger and it'll come right back to life. Yo. It's odd. Full battery. Can it be dead? How can this be? So that was 2 pulls in a row. It didn't come to life. It's just very odd. Can I duplicate it again? I can try. So it seems to be, I knew I had it figured out previously. Now it's not working. If I push to the left, you're right. Sometimes it will not actuate the tool. And sometimes it will. That is troublesome to me. The good part is that the tool is still under warranty. You get 5 full years of warranty with Milwaukee's Gen 3 hammer drill and their Gen 2 hammer drill. So this thing's still under warranty. So if I wanted it to be refreshed, I have that option. I've never had a problem with my chuck letting go or not holding my bit securely, or nothing that really caused me a problem. There's not a whole lot of negative other than the trigger that I can think of at the moment. The thing has served me really well over these last few years. This is literally the most compact, one of the most powerful hammer drills on the market. But let us know down below, do you have the Gen 3 hammer drill? What do you think of it? Has it ever let you down? Or Do you feel like you're getting your money's worth when you bring it on to the job? Did you make the right decision, or should you have gone another direction? We want to know. We value your opinion. And this is the thing. So does Milwaukee Tool. They read your comments. Maybe Gen 4, an improvement will be made that is in our comment section here. So make sure you're leaving them, because I know they read them. With that, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one.
Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.